Hi, today we're going to cover two sections, 5.3 and 5.4, rate of change and slope. So take something out to take notes on, and pause the video at any time to take your notes, and complete the check it out questions on your worksheet. Our two learning targets today, I can find rates of change and slopes, and I can find slope by using the slope formula. So rate of change, that equals change in our dependent variable over the change in our independent variable. So change in y over the change in x, as stated right here. And you also hear the terms rise over run. Rise is going up or down, our difference in our y-axis, and x is going left or right, change in our x coordinates. Also, remember a slope can be positive, negative, 0, or undefined. By looking at a graph, we can see a positive slope is rising from left to right. A negative slope falls from left to right. A horizontal line has a slope of 0. And a vertical line has an undefined slope. You actually will use the term undefined for a vertical line. So our first example, we want to find the slope of this line. So we're going to pick a point, or pick 2 points. Let's pick this one at the y-intercept at the point 0, 3, and then right here at the point 6, 1, and we're going to see how far up we go. So from this point, from 6, 1, we went up 1, we rose 2 places, we rose 2, but we ran a negative 6. So again, we rose 2 and we ran a negative 6. Slope is our rise over our run. So our slope is 2 over a negative 6. And it's a negative 3, and we can tell it's going to be a negative slope by looking at our line. We are falling from left to right. And now it's your turn to check it out, and gave you the two coordinates you can use, 2 points to use, but you could also just look at the graph and count up and over. Now we want to find the slope of each line. Same thing, so we pick a point, we can pick both the x and the y-intercepts. So from this point, our y-intercept, we went up 3 and over 3. So in this example, for A, again, our slope, we rose 3 and went over 3, so our slope is going to be 1. And looking at B, we have a horizontal line, so we didn't rise at all, so we have 0 in the numerator, and so our slope is going to be 0. Now you have a check it out. You have 2 check it outs to do. Find the slope of each of those lines. A is a vertical line, and B will be your horizontal line. We can also compare slopes. And in comparing slopes, we're looking for, we take the absolute value of each of the slopes, and the larger the value, the steeper the slope. And when you take the absolute value, because we don't care if it's a positive or a negative slope, we just want to see how steep it is, which one's steeper. So now we're going to look at the slope formula. We can plug in 2 points and find the slope. So slope is going to equal the change in y. We have 2 coordinates over the change in our x coordinates, where the points x1, y sub 1 and x sub 2, y sub 2 are points on the line. Let's see how this works. So here's an example. We want to find the slope of the line that contains the point 2, 5 and 8, 1. So given our points, we can make the first ordered pair, our x sub 1, y sub 1, and our second ordered pair, x sub 2, y sub 2. Plugging those values into our slope formula, we get 1 minus 5 over 8 minus 2. When you're doing these, keep in mind that you don't want to mix up your ordered pairs. If you go bottom up, one ordered pair is 8, 1, and the other ordered pair is 2, 5. It's kind of nice looking, making sure you have them in the right order. Whichever ordered pair you pick first, the other one, make sure again you don't mix them up. So plugging them all in, we get m equals negative 2 over 3, again where m represents our slope. In the second example, we have the ordered pair 7, negative 2, and you can see here we have 7, negative 2 here, and 3, negative 2. Plugging them into the slope formula, we get 0 in the numerator, negative 4 in the denominator, which gives us our slope is 0, and tells us it's a horizontal line also. You have 3 check it outs to do. Good luck. Now we want to use the slope formula and the rise over run and make sure we come up with the same answer. So using both, or starting with rise over run, picking the point down here, we rose 4 and we ran 2. So it's 4 over 2, which simplifies to 2. Looking at our slope formula, again, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. We use this ordered pair here as our x sub 2, y sub 2. So we have 2 minus a negative 2 over 0 minus a negative 2, which simplifies to 4 over 2, which slope is 2. And again, to check to make sure we have our ordered pairs in the right order, go bottom up. One ordered pair should be 0, 2, and that's this ordered pair up here, so we're good there. And the other ordered pair should be negative 2, negative 2, and that's what we have here. Now we want to find the slope from graphs and tables, or from a table here. We've already did this on the last example. So the table here, we can find the slope by, again, taking the difference. So this would be one ordered pair. This would be our other ordered pair. So let's work this one out. So taking our ordered pairs 5, negative 2, or negative 2, 5, and negative 1, 3, we take 5 minus 3 over negative 2 minus negative 1, which gives us a slope of negative 2. Now you have 4 check-it-outs, 2 from a graph and 2 from tables. In our last example, this graph shows the average electricity cost in dollars for operating a refrigerator for several months. We want to find the slope of the line and then tell what the slope represents. Okay, so we have this first order pair up here, x, the point 424 is our x sub 2, y sub 2, and 212 is our second order pair. So again, we can make sure 424, 212 are good. Take the difference, we get 24 minus 12 is 12, 4 minus 2 is 2, which simplifies to 6 over 1 for our slope. Which means we go up 6, we'd rise 6, and go over 1, rise 6, and go over 1. So what's that mean? It means it's going to cost $6 a month to operate the refrigerator. So here's your check it out. So to summarize this, keep in mind a horizontal line has a slope of 0. Horizontal line is going left to right. A vertical line goes up and down, and it has an undefined slope. Positive slope's rising left to right. A negative slope is falling left to right. And again, it doesn't matter which point you choose to be x sub 1, y sub 1, but once you make that choice, make sure your coordinates are in that order. Look for your ordered pairs, bottom up, x sub 2, y sub 2, and x sub 1, y sub 1. And slope is rise over run, which is change in y over the change in x, which is the difference of your two y coordinates over the difference of your x coordinates. Good luck and bring any questions to class.